Okay, so today I'm going to do something a little different, and I'm here doing a reading for one of my friends. And say hi, there is one of my friends. Um, so we're doing a reading, basically trying to figure out why the the paths are forking quicker than they were before, why the timelines are like seemingly shifting at a far more rapid pace than they fucking used to, right? I've been around a while and I don't remember shit like this before. So, what is causing this to happen? So, give me a random word
Pickles.
and a number.
32.
Thank you. All right, if you would do me a favor and cut the cards into as many piles as you would like and put them back into one in any order or whatever. Okay, so our root card is a Six of Cups. And let's just see what the main card is. This fucking Two of Wands, man, it's been coming up a lot. I had a deeper understanding in this Two of Wands recently because in the past I have always basically read this card as using two parts of your life together. It's like creative solutions to old problems, but it's literally using a couple different parts of your life together as one tool. Now, two things have come out recently in this card, and one of them is the digging, like literally digging down beneath the surface to get to what is down there. And the other part that has come out in this Two of Wands is the doubling, like literally two of something. So we get this Two of Wands, and with our root card, this is the Six of Cups. So this is the past. This is memory, right? This is a memory of something that has happened in the past. Now, if you put these two together, it's like digging beneath the surface to find the past that is like sitting right there. So it's like digging into the past, which is causing timelines to shift. But this would literally be a digging into a previous time or something, you know, some sort of fucking weird time shenanigans going on. All right, so from here, what we can do is sort of go this way and see what leads up to the two and sort of where it goes, just to try to find out what aspect of the two is really coming out. And now I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the onions. So maybe onions are causing the timelines to shift.
The onions have all of the rings.
The fucking layers.
The layers.
Huh. Wow. Well, digging into something that has many, many layers. That makes sense. So, all right, let's just see what is causing this to sort of be dug into because I don't feel like that is normal. I mean, maybe it is, but I feel like it is probably not. All right, so we get a King of Swords. The King of Swords would basically say that it is an order. Like someone is giving an order to dig deeper into time, which seems um, pretty strange, you know. But the King of Swords is this emotional, I mean not emotional, like emotionless sort of leader, a commander, right? The King of Swords is like the commander of the army. So here it's like there is an order given to dig deeper into time. Now, as this moves forward, we get the Judgment card. Um, and this, I mean, a lot of people have the theories about Judgment Day, right? Or the end of the world or whatever. And this card would literally show at least some sort of final judgment. So here, all the people in the card, the angel shows up and is blowing the horn of judgment, and they're having to deal with all of their regret, all of their remorse, and all of that shit. But the good part is, after this moment, like they don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. But there's the order, there's the digging deeper into the past, um, which moves forward into judgment. So from here, what do we look at, like specifically, or what questions are coming off of this?
We could ask, where is this order coming from?
Right.
And it was making me wonder, like this globe here,
Uh-huh.
the world card. Oh, isn't that like the grand, um, like completion?
Yeah.
So it feels like there's like this having to re-look at the past in order to come into this completion, going into the judgment cycle.
Well, another interesting dynamic that's coming out of this. So there's the person giving the orders, the King of Swords. Now, the one that is clutching the globe is this little toady. Like it's this little goblin guy. So it's like the order is given way up here. And then the actual fucking with the world is done by something else. So the thing that would be digging into time wouldn't even be the king themselves. Um, but the world does show a completion. The world also shows a portal, like a straight up portal.
So is there like a higher force that's commanding these shifts to move into a time of judgment? What is that putting us into?
Well,
Like, is it actually some sort of massive portal that we will all go through?
now I'm going to look at that. Huh. The card we get directly when I'm looking at that question is the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is about creation, artistic expression. What I would get out of that is maybe we kind of create the answer to that. Um, and it would be more about what, either the world we create or what we create as we move forward in the timeline. So, would we all go through this portal? I think the Seven of Cups would kind of say that in some way we would get to control that. So, trying to find out more about the King of Swords and the one giving the order, to be digging into time there. So, we get the Six of Pentacles. So, in the Six of Pentacles, there's the person up here, and there's the ghost. So, it's like sharing something with a ghost. There must be something deeper in this card because on its surface, that doesn't make the most sense to me.
Do you think the ghost could be speaking to the past energy?
Yes, it definitely could. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. So, like throwing a bone to the past, you
Yeah.
know? Like, oh geez, I guess you were pretty good. So, here, have a little something. Well, I mean, that begs the question, like, can the present, the future, and the past all share the same space? Like, what would even happen? You know, if the past is being pushed into the present and or future, like, what would even happen?
So, do you think that the working of the past is, I guess it is a part of that divine nature, but do you feel like people are having a hard time letting go of the past, or is the past truly, like on a grander scale, a part of the process with the splitting timelines? But it's the root, it's the root card,
Right.
and I feel like
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, it's basically saying like the memory of the past
mhm,
is kind of the root to
mhm,
what is going on.
mhm,
Now, another weird thing about that is it might not even be splitting timelines. It might just be the way that we perceive it.
uh-huh,
Like we would be perceiving echoes of the past as like completely different timelines
mhm.
when it would be an echo, not a different timeline. Which, with my understanding of how I have felt the timelines change, I don't feel like any of that is echoes of the past, right?
No, I don't think so either. But I think that we can get trapped there and not progress onto the advancing timelines. So it does
Right.
kind of like root the energy in a way where if like you're not aware of that, you could stay anchored in the past timelines.
So, right now, I kind of want to look and see if there's anything that we can do about it. Are we just like helpless
Oh,
in
that's
this?
perfect.
And what we get is the fool. So, I mean, the fool is no fear and no expectation. Um, and this would be what would happen if you literally walked through the portal. You would be in a new land.
The
So,
portal, the zero.
right. And what we could do about it is to just completely be open and fearless. Um, Expectations are probably what would fuck everything up. The other thing, he is pointing to the crown.
Uh-huh.
So that might also be helpful is to try to energetically work with your crown chakra and to
Mhm.
like kind of keep that open. But ultimately, the fool is like just about being completely open to what is happening, no fear and no expectation. Now, the I just want to look at this King of Swords again because what sort of being would be able to make an order like that? So are we talking about God, quote unquote, or what is the deal here?
I mean, we could be because this he's overlooking the world.
Jeez. So a bunch of cards fell out. So we got the Nine of Swords, fear and anxiety. We have a reversed Six of Wands, a reversed Eight of Swords. Um, I'm going to call this a misfire, and I'm going to bring
I think
these
so too.
back because I wouldn't say that that necessarily meant anything to me, other than it just showed a bunch of fear and anxiety. So I'm also going to say that this is completely inconclusive. Uh, the Knight of Cups is the spiritual seeker. The Four of Cups reversed. This is, I mean, these two do go together, right? But this is getting out of stagnation and following a spiritual pull and getting out of your comfort zone and exploring what is beyond. Now, when considering the question, there was no way I would read this as really any type of entity or god or anything like that. This might be our collective like trying to break out of some sort of stagnation, our collective spiritual seeking that takes the place, I mean, that basically forms the King of Swords. And the order would come from our collective will, I guess. But many people are being forced to do this, right? Or many people are going through this process, spiritually seeking, getting out of their comfort zone. COVID made this happen to a great degree, you know. But okay, so maybe not God giving an order, or fucking Odin or whatever, you know. So the question is, where do we go from here? What can we do about the timelines? We can be open to new worlds, to new dimensions, basically. Um, does everybody go through it? We kind of create that ourselves. Um, so where do we go from here?
Will they keep accelerating as we move forward in time?
Is this going to accelerate? Hold on. It's a pattern. Um, so, I mean, theoretically, we should be able to track that pattern because the Knight of Pentacles is predictable. That's kind of their deal. So this would be a set pattern.
Do you think the patterns are associated with the solar flares?
Ooh, are they associated with the sun? And there's the Wheel of Fortune. So, I mean, maybe, but I would say that if that's true, it is more like a side effect. The Wheel of Fortune is the grand wheel. So, this is like Sun in Gemini, Sun in like whatever, you know, this is the huge fucking galactic, at least, wheel that is turning. Like the rotation of our galaxy, the rotation of our universe. Um, Theoretically, looking at all of this, astrology should be able to predict these shifts. This would be something really interesting to track. You know, one of these shifts, and I'm pretty sure most people felt this, happened the night that Donald Trump got elected president of the United States. I felt it hard, hard that night. So that is a very specific day, and we can try to track these things as they happen, you know. But the Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, this should be able to be predicted probably by astrology, but it should definitely be predictable because it's on a wheel, like it's a predictable thing. So that is what we have for now. Um,
It's a long video.
I know that my phone can only do a certain number of minutes at a shot because we could definitely go at this for hours, but we'll call it here for now. So if you have any ideas about any of this stuff, any comments, anything like that, feel free to let me know. And if you have any ideas of other questions to ask based on this, feel free to let me know. That's what we have for now. Peace.